Okay, it's 1:30. We would like to commence. May we all stand, everyone. Let me extend a special welcome to everyone, especially those people who are viewing us on our live stream via the network here at Guide's Funeral Home, and of course all the other family members, people who would have made that decision to be here, to be part of this very important memorial ceremony as we perform this Anteshti Samskar and we reflect on the life of this fantastic mother, wife, dedicated teacher, a person who would have, in her own life, made a sterling and significant contribution in the field of knowledge, education. Many children, many people would have been molded by her hands. And of course, teachers, there's some way to say that teachers never die because they continue to mold the lives of so many others. However, death is always a reminder to all of us as to what this life is about in this season of death, if that's the correct term. We have so many reset buttons teaching us about the fragility of life, about why it is important to be humble and live life sensibly, and to recognize that at the end of this life, it really does not matter how much we have accumulated in the material world. You may be a professional success, but you can be a personal failure if you have not touched the lives of others and helped people make their dreams come true and make the world a better place. All of us, we have that potential of being the Gandhis and the Mother Teresas. They were normal people who recognize that they will expend all of their energies and their life to make the world a better place. So today, as I have known the deceased Stella for quite a number of years, Mr. Beharrylal, her husband. In fact, he has come from a very strong family with deep religious roots. Both families have strong traditions, rooted in their genetics, in their progenitors, people who came before them. I hope and trust that the children and the others continue along that same line to hold fast to these values and ideals and tenets that were upheld by these people. Of course, like all of us, we have our ups and downs, we have our little fragilities and frailties and misgivings and mistakes. None of us can say that we are without, having our own little mistakes and so in life. However, today, as we perform this ceremony, what we do here today, it is not something only done as per the tradition because of love. It is our responsibility. It is our duty. And it is something that we should always remember, that I have a duty to perform. I cannot say when people die with COVID or whatever situation that, listen, I can't help you. I have a duty, and my duty means that I must go beyond the call of what is the normal parameters and do what we are supposed to do. So today, for the children and for those who are here, well, I'm very close to the family members. Fortunately or unfortunately, I am very fond of Raj. Raj is my, close confidant, and he is my link with the family. So sometimes that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I have a special affinity to Raj, and so I would refer to all of his siblings, as Raj brother, Raj sister-in-law, like that, because of the fact that we go back a long way. So I would like to also say that my younger brother Pandit Shivanan, who is closely connected to the family, to one of the sons, he would have been here today. So I am in that way wearing his clothes, representing him, being part of the ceremony here. And we would like all of you to remember positive thoughts, good thoughts, and remember all the fun memories that will be etched in our brain. I'll begin with a little prayer. These are my few words of preamble for the ceremony, and after which we'll have some little utterances, tributes, reflections, whatever the family would have planned, and after which we'll have the final rites and rituals. So may we all pray together as we do a simple Gayatri. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. O Divine Lord, you are the light of the universe. You are the vivifier, the illuminator of all souls. To you we bow in prayer as we perform this Anteshti Samskar for beloved sister Lallita, Stella. We pray your hands will guide her Atman as per her karmic life and help the family as they perform the rites and rituals for their mom on this very special day. We pray that Bhagwan's hands will guide us. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Blessings. Kindly be seated, everyone. I will call upon members of the family. They have their set plan for the next couple moments as they lead us through the program, whatever reflections and so forth they have planned.
So good. Hi, everybody. So we all know this is going to be really hard. I will do my best. Nikki is here to help me as we go along. Thanks for coming today. My mom, she lives for 80 years. She had a great journey in that life. She saw many things. Born during World War II.
Go back again because we have so many people who are not here with us, people who are tuned in to our live stream. So at least they could be part of the ceremony because people are with us today joining us in the ceremony, so we all join with them.
Thank you. All right. So, and this is Nikita here to help me. All right, here we go. So my mom, she was born during the time of World War II, and she came from that time. She still learned how to use a computer, had an iPhone, and kept up in her 80 years of life. On her journey, she started off as Stella Beharrylal, and later was known as Lallita, but popularly known as Miss Stella. Throughout her teaching career and beyond, she was the third born of the late Adhar and Dukni Mangal. She helped take care of her home, her mom, and her siblings in their education and upbringing. She was like a second mother. She attended St. Clement's Vedic Primary School as a child and transitioned from a student to a student teacher at 14. And then, as an official teacher, she taught for 43 years. She worked full-time while being married, a mother of 4, a daughter, a sister, an aunt, a cousin, and a friend. Stella was a modern, optimistic, determined, independent woman with a big heart who commanded respect. She was one of just a few women drivers in South Trinidad when she started driving, and even owned her own car before getting married. A beautiful young woman, well-dressed with her own personal touches. She met a handsome young man, Ramanan, fell in love, and married in August of 1966. They were life partners for over 62 years in raising their family and marrying and raising their family and navigating through life's ups and downs. She attended Naparima Training Teachers College and did exemplary while taking care of her son and her household. Later, she became vice principal at Dayanan Memorial Vedic in Pinal. She was a blessing to her students, neighbors, and community. She often provided school supplies and clothing out of her pocket to her students in need, and she continued to care for others throughout her life. Stella did not meet a flower she didn't like. Real, artificial, digital, or wild, it did not matter. She said she loved flowers because it made her happy inside. Picking flowers while going on a walk was something she did as a child with her siblings, with her kids, and grandkids. She even did it at Muir Woods National Park among the giant sequoia trees in California, and was most disappointed when the park ranger told her it was not allowed. Her love of flowers flowed over into her love of arts and crafts. Her teaching materials, clothing, jewelry, and all over her house. Her love of flowers was equal to her love of arts and crafts. She sewed and embroidered, making clothing for herself, her mother, her children, and her grandchildren. All with flowers included. She even made handmade purses with flowers for her grandkids just days before passing. Stella's passion for the arts and crafts only enhanced her natural skill as a successful first-year kindergarten teacher. She was developing and using new techniques in early childhood education with multisensory enrichment arts and craft projects before its time. Both teachers and students from other classes would come to check out her charts in her classroom, which she had stayed up to 3 a.m. making. Her students, kids, and grandkids loved getting to do all the arts and crafts projects she would create for them. It was Stella's version of a Lego engineering project, as you really did have to figure out how to get it all to stay together and which type of glue was the best to use. Ramanan would say, "If I stand in one place for too long, I will get flowers put on my head." Most of you have something she made for you in your home, whether it's an art, a craft, or words of encouragement. Spending time thinking of you and putting it together brought her great joy. Stella also had an adventurous spirit, which fueled her to have an assortment of experiences in her 20 years of retirement. At Six Flags Amusement Park, she rode the dive bomber at 61, swinging like a pendulum from 46 meters in the air. Her son, Rudy, said he had to go, as, "How it go look if my mother go on the ride and I don't go? How it go look?" She loved Trinidad and visited every corner over time. She enjoyed visiting her family and her friends who lived in the US, Canada, and Europe. Her love and devotion to God and her religion led her on a pilgrimage to India with her husband, bathing in the river Ganga, fulfilling one of their dreams. But for all that she was first a mother. It was a natural instinct for her that brought her great joy and her number one. To her children and her grandchildren, she helped them in every day, in every way, without you knowing. Never expecting thanks, but did it anyway, even if you didn't want her to. Even if you did not appreciate it, because she knew it was best. She did for you what no one else would ever do for you. All to give us the best life and reach the highest goal possible. Mom, you fought the world for us, and we know it. We thank God for it. We love you beyond measure for it, and miss you until it hurts for it. Stella left big shoes for us to fill. Your memories will always live in our hearts. Okay. At this time, if anyone would like to come and say a few words, it's open. I'll leave it here.
Okay, thank you very much, Lisa, and for the eulogy or the reflection on her mom's life. If there's anyone else who feels, compelled that you would like to say a few words, and so because we are, pressed for time, there's a limit of, because of the pandemic, we have instructions for how long a ceremony should be, and also we have to utilize the time wisely. So anyone else wishes to, now is the time. Raj?
Sitaram, everyone. I'd just like to say it's my big sister, and on behalf of my eldest sister who lives in Canada, Winnipeg, I'm sure she's crying all now. Rachel, darling, as we'll call her, and my other brother who is in Toronto, Morrison, and myself, my family. She taught us so many things. Like Lisa said, without if you like it or you didn't like it, she did it for you anyway. She was a blessing for everyone. I keep remembering this thing that happened. I maybe was about 9 or 10 years old. At that age, everybody wanted a toy gun. She bought me a ring and an apple. Because we weren't very rich people. So she bought me a ring with a heart and an apple. And she bought my other brother a diamond-shaped ring, and an apple. And I cried because I wanted a gun. I still have the ring to today. I still have it. So, sometimes when you think something was done to you that made you may dislike, I still have that to cherish after maybe 50 years. So on behalf of my family and all those who are away and living and couldn't make it, thank you again, Stella. Teach, as I would normally call her, teach. Thank you very much.
All right, so if there's anyone else, teachers are normally sticklers for planning program. Make sure that you want to say anything, now is the time. So let us. Okay, so at this point, we would like, there's about maybe 9 minutes to 2. We have to begin the ceremony. We have the rituals, and during which time, if you still think you want to say something afterwards, you'll come up at that point and have the ceremony. Let me also say that because I knew her dad, I came to understand her a little bit because, sometimes they can be very headstrong, firm in their views, and I guess it's something genetic, It's like I realized that while you're talking to them, and she would say, yeah, but this is how I want it, I say, well, what about, and she would say, yeah, but this is how I want it, so then I realized, and, her dad had that same kind of, strong views about things, very strong views, and I don't know if Raj has it as well, I don't know how the other siblings have it, but they're very, 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 very strong, very particular about time and punctuality and all that kind of stuff. I know Raj's father was a man like that. He was to the minute. He wanted to be on time. He wanted things to be exact. However, today as we perform the ceremony, I would like to say to Lisa, Rudy, and the other family members, well, a lot of people who are married into the family, you become children. And I know that on these occasions, lots of stuff, a lot of things that we do, they mean something to us in the form of dressing. Or, you know, we want things, it's like you say to someone, I want to look good. I want things to look good. I want it to be a nice, people say to me, it was a nice funeral. I really enjoyed the funeral, like that, right? But the tradition says, the philosophies of all religions and all traditions, particularly Hinduism, says, while what we do today is important, it is not the most important thing in life. What is most important, it is the quality of life, is that what we did, the phone calls, holding somebody's hands, cutting somebody's nails, combing their hair, words of encouragement, you know, things that, this is my calling, I am in this every day. And people die from loneliness. In their evening winter years, everybody seems to be busy. It's a busy world. And everybody seems to find very little time for those who started you off on a train. Because when you started, like, you know, Lisa's kids are here, you know, her husband and herself will leave no stone unturned. They will do everything to ensure that children get everything on time, you know, books and whatever. And then sometimes you see stories of people, you know, passing time, waiting to die. You know, because we are all dying. As we get older, cells break down, things happen. We are dying gradually, you know, and there will be a full stop at some point. But the thing is, when you look at the best years of a person's life, you know, like when you ask a mother to do things for her children, because she's younger, she'll do so many things, right? As they get older, you realize little things become difficult. A simple thing, like I have gone to homes and see the curtains turn to shreds because the person there cannot go to change those curtains. And the things that once you kept so nicely, you know, they were well adorned and everything was really nice in your house. Today you have to sit there and see everything fall apart. Nobody seems to care. So this is a very interesting line of thought. In fact, there's a lovely story that comes to my mind of Calcutta, Mother Teresa. She built a new wing to her home, one of the homes, right? The Mission of Charity home. Are you all listening? Say yes. You're distracting me, sir. Yeah. So in this mission of, in this home, what happened is that they put a lot of stuff like television and a lot of aids for the old people, you know, aged people, geriatric home. So everybody was in this home, really nice, you know, chairlift, you name it, everything was there, right? But all the people of the patients in that home, their eyes are on the door. The patients, wherever they are, the eyes always upon that door. So one of the visitors asked Mother Teresa, why are these people always looking at the door? You know, if the TV is on or they're playing games, whatever it is, but they keep looking at that door. If the door is open, everybody turns. And then she says, they are all hoping and wishing that when that door opens, they may see the face of their daughter or their son coming through that door. That is what they want. It is the most joyful moment for them. These toys, these trinkets, these things that are placed here cannot substitute for what is real. And that is something And I see many of the children here, like I see Michelle and many of the kids here. And I know them from birth, and I know, I have seen and I have witnessed what parents do for their children. And I am also a child, you know. I will say this, however, that recently it was raining and I came out and I was about to leave. And my wife came out and she was in the rain was falling and she was knocking on my glass. I said, why you come out in the rain and getting soaked? And she says, you forgot to give Ma bye. She's standing in the porch. Please wave out to her. It will make her day. So many lessons to be learned here. One, my wife, who is also a mother, did not really worry whether she was getting wet in the rain, but to remind me that a simple wave could be the last wave you say, the last goodbye. And a simple thing that you could do to a parent can make them feel so happy. Today, she can smell no flowers, no perfume. You know, I am doing this 42 years. People spray that perfume and they do all these things, you know. You look at it. It's a nice gesture. It's meaningful. But what is more important is what road we are paving. Because this boomerang theory is a strong one. It circles back into your life in ways that you would never understand. So now we shall begin the rituals. I'll ask Rudy to come forward. Raj, you taking part as well? Yeah, please. The gentlemen who are taking, Lisa, you taking part? So you can join. Oh, the son? Okay, fine. Yeah. Rudy, come this way. Stand over here. Rudy is the main person. They can all come in. Don't make them feel uncomfortable. Lisa, they'll come in after, yeah. Let Rudy wash hands there. Go ahead. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvashtam gato apiva yasmaret pundarikakshah sabhyantaraha suchi. Only wash Rudy's hands and Raj, right? Everybody else could just touch, right? Om apavitra pavitro va sarvashtam gato apiva yasmaret pundarikakshah. What's your name, sir? Good boy? You sure? Are you a naughty boy or good boy? Well behaved? Okay. How old are you? 9. Are you married? Om Namaswanantaya Sastamurte Sastaparakshi Shirurvahave Yam Brahma Varunindrumarta Sturvanti Dibhyastvayve Vedai Sangpadakramushide Gayantiyam Samaga Dhyana Vastit Taragati. You could wash his hand because he's the grandson. Yashyantam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaham. Okay. So this uncle, this one will be a flower. Okay, this part of the ceremony is called the Samkalp. So we'll all join together as we do this resolve of this ceremony that we are going to start today. And will run us into the Dasgatra and other ceremonies. There you are. Okay. Om Namaswanantaya Sahastamurte Sahastaparaakshiro Tilakam Cha Mahapunyam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadahaste Nityam Lalatam Harichandanam. Om. Take the flower and stand right there, Mom. Okay, you go across by. Matthew, come here. That's a touch. The Mamu. Who's the Mamu? Please drive the Mamu. Right. So this ceremony, this part of the ceremony is called a Samkalp. It's a resolve that we are performing this Anteshti Samskar. I'd just like you to pay attention. It's important for us to understand it. The body is a vessel. It's a vehicle. It's a container. And through this body, you're able to do so many things. People say, Like sometimes the person in passing will say, it does not really matter, once your mind is pure. Well, no matter how pure your mind is, you need a body. Your mind can't do stuff without the body. So we need a physical body. So the body has 5 elements. And that's why when you perform a ritual like this, it is a puja. Meaning that when you do a puja, at the end of the puja, you place the coconut or the offering into the havan. Today, when everything is done in this life, we offer the body back to God. So the elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And this is something that we should remember. It has no race. Elements have no race, no religion, no creed, no country. So all of us, whatever little prejudice that is infused in your mind, don't let it be there for long. This world, God has no stepchildren, and all of us are His children. So this ceremony is where you are calling the date, the time that you're doing this ceremony, Raj. And you, Rudy, you're going to begin the ceremony on this occasion, so you listen carefully. You call your name, and let us all pray together. Please pray, everybody. Om Vishnu 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 Adye Shri Brahmane Dvitiye Praharde Shri Shvedvaraha Kalpe Vaivashmanvantare Ashtavinsati Kalyuge Kalipatame Charane Trinadeshe San Fernando Grame Punyakshetre Baudautare Bharatnam Yathanam Samvatsare Om Margshish Mase Suklapakshe Trayodasi Tithi Guruvare Kritika Nakshatra Siddha Yoga Garajakarana Vrishabhrashisthe Sthansteshu Amogotrasya Lallita Nam Stella Nam Pretasya Anteshti Karmam Aham Karishye Arima Pitra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Place it at her feet, the flower. Water. Raj, you come this next to him. Come around. Yeah, let Raj hold the lota, Rudy, with both hands. Take your right hand, Rudy, and sprinkle water on her body, not her face. Touch your both. Touch this hand. Om Mritak Sarire Mayodiyate Om Adyamuk Gotrasya Muk Lita Pretasya Mritasthane Shavanvittam Sthana Mayadiyate Tau Prishishtitam. Okay, now put some chandan. Adyamuk Gotrasya Lallita Pretasya Stella Pretasya Mritasthane Mritisthane Shava Nivittam Gandha Mayadiyate Tau Pratishtitam. Right, chandan. Perfume. Empty all the perfume. Give Raj now. Raj will go on the other side and empty it out. The children who are here, please come forward. That is Lisa, Rudy, any other children here present? Right. Rudy, your wife is here? Very good. Give a mala to him. Let's bring these. Take a mala. Lisa, take a mala. Raj, take one. Hold the two ends properly so they wouldn't slip off your hand. Go on that end and just put the mala over her neck nicely. Burst, make sure the two ends. Right. Om Adyamugotrasya Mukpretasya Mritisthane Shava Nimitta Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtitam. Raj, put yours. Adyamugotrasya Mukpretasya Mritisthane Shava Nimittam Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtitam. Lisa. Adyamugotrasya Mukpretasya Mritisthane Shava Nimittam Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtitam. Anyone else who would like to place a mala? Now is the time. You have a couple more? Yeah. All those who wish to place the garland, yeah, please come along. I think you have sisters. Allow the sisters to come first, the elders, Assist them. Lisa, bring a mala for them. Adya Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Mritistane Shava Nimittam Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtatam Adya Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Mritistane Maya Diyate Tau Patishtatam Adya Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Om Vaso Pavitramasi Shatadharam Vasoho Pavitramasi Sahastradharam Devastva Savita Punatu Vaso Pavitrena Shatadharena Supada Kamudaka Vasubhyo Namaha Om Pret Vaya Namaha. Ready? Om Adya Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Mritisthana Shava Nivittam Pushpapala Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtatam. Adya Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Maya Diyate Tau Pratishtatam. Put too much oil, that's all right. Okay. Anyone else with flowers? Please place the flowers, son. Yeah. Okay, no, you all wait until, yeah. For the flowers, let's wait, put the flowers there. Do the art. You know, hey, youngster, what's his name? Please stay with them here. Yeah. Put the flowers on that bench until they're ready. Okay. Touch Uncle Raj, son. Right. Okay. Just now, 1 second. To make it easier. All right. So we're going around the body, and everybody will join. Please stand, everyone. आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान आज अंधेरे right stop there में है हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान भटक रहे हम राह दिखा दे भगवान राह दिखा दे. I give the youngster. Do whatever. Take this from uncle. Take Raj, give it to him. Yeah. Same thing. Right. Good boy. Walk around. भटक रहे हम राह दिखा दे भगवान राह दिखा दे कदम कदम पर किरण बिछा दे. Give it to Dad. भगवान किरण बिछा दे इन अखियन को प्रभु करारे ज्योति से पहचान ज्योति से पहचान आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान. Stop. ज्ञान Lisa का सूरज चमका रे भगवान. Right, all of you could be seated. The sisters who are here can come forward. Stella's sisters to do arti. Beyond them, anyone else, we will not allow public arti, because hand is to hand. Yeah. You want to do arti? Yeah. All be seated. Right. Right, all those who want to take the roses now and view the body and offer the flower can do so. We don't want a line. Once you put the flower, you go back and sit, then someone else will come. So please do. Bishop. Om. तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो साथी, तुम ही सहारे, कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे, तुम ही हो नैया, तुम ही खेवैया, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही। जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारी चरणों के धूल हम हैं, दया की दृष्टि सदा भी रखना, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो। ओम ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। What's your name? Huh? Okay. And you come. Put the rest of the flowers there. Everybody has offered already, so place out Nikita. Put all. Bring the vase and yeah. Arrange them nicely around. Bring it here. And grandchildren can just arrange, put it around. Taboy. Tell me your name. Okay, Ariston, have them put those garlands there. Arrange them up nicely. तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। many pindas here. Will you come back here? Give him one. Stand on your right hand. O Madhyamuk Gotrasya Muk Pretasya Mitisthane Nimittam Esha to Te Pinda Maya Diyate to Pratishtatam. Lallita Nam Pretasya. Place it in our right hand. One. Just near her right hand, right there. Let's put it right there. Right, bring the arm. Put some water. Adya muk gotrasya muk pretasya nimittasthane. Subir. Bring all. Om Varunasya Varunaye Pretaye Sakhaye Namaha. You place these little offerings, one above her head, right hand, left on her chest, and at the bottom by her feet. Om Vaso Pavitramasi. Om Namastestu Mahagor Parakrame. Right side. Om Shiva Namasi Swaditiste Pita Namaste Astu Mamahi Gwamsi Nirvatyama Sadhyam Purjanyaye. Place all your other pindas exactly where you put the murtis. Om Pushane Namaha Prethatre Namaha. Om Prehi Prehi Pratibhyam Puranasya. Om Surya Chakshura Shakjantu Bhatamatmadhyam Gachantu Pritvicha Dharmanam. Om Vacha Tatra Adhyeshu Panchatattva Shantir Bhavatu. Panchatattva Shantir Bhavatu. Right, stand at her feet there. Place your palms together. Okay, Rudy, today as a son, as you perform these rites and rituals, as you begin this first part of the ceremony, your mom would have kept you within her body for months, 9 months. She would have fed you, nursed you, bathed you, caressed you. Many of the things that she would have done for you, you cannot remember as a child, as a babe, as an infant. Today, all of us as children have faltered. When we think of our parents, there could be an imperfect child, but not an imperfect parent, because of what the scale is always tipped towards the parent, because they have done so much for us. Today, I ask Ma that Bhagwan will bless her Atman. She reaps the karmic fruits of her life. If you have done anything wrong to hurt her, you said anything at any time, that may Bhagwan, ask her to forgive you, and ask Bhagwan to bless her soul, as you represent the entire family, your sister, and all the other siblings and relatives. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiga Bandana Mrityor Mokshirma Amritat Aryama Pitra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Let your head touch the coffin, your forehead right there, and bow. Right. Okay, you can just turn towards the camera. You acknowledge all those people who are with us today. We would like to thank you for your continued support. Many of you would have sent, your greetings via WhatsApp and messages, phone calls. We know that you cannot be here, but we do appreciate the family would like to sound their words of gratitude and express those words to you today via our live stream, and to say that, losing a mom is always a mental hurricane, it's a traumatic feeling, but with family support and people rallying around us, it really helped us to ease our pain during this time. Rudy and Lisa and all of the family members would like to express their gratitude. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shanti. Thank you. Okay, Rudy, you could sit. Before we go for the cremation inside, we'll have to go this way. They will guide us through. Is there anyone else now who would like to say a few words, or like to say a prayer, or, express a few words of gratitude? Now is the time to do so. Yeah.
Good afternoon to all those abroad who's looking on. It's a sad. I have fond memories of my aunt. Growing up, she taught me so many things. I learned a lot of things from her, especially embroidery. And I try to, when I look at her work, how perfect and how neat it was, I try to emulate her. I'm so fortunate that she's my aunt, that I learned so many things and she taught me so many things. And over the last few years, I've gotten close to her, and we did a lot of things together. Introduced her to new things to eat, and she had a jovial spirit. She enjoyed eating new things, and she loved eating. In the last few months, she wanted quite a lot of things. But I made whatever I could for her that would make her happy, and she would smile. But these last few days, I was thinking about her birthday. I think it was in 2020, when I came home and I said, well, nobody brought you any cake. I know there's lots of cake and ice cream every year for her birthday. So there was none, but I had brought currants roll, and I put a candle on it, and I brought it in front of her, and I started singing happy birthday. And she thought that was so funny and so innovative. She said, I never had a birthday cake, which is this currants roll, and she found that so funny. For days she talked about it. She had a really good sense of humor. That's what I loved about her. And over these months, she showed a lot of courage, a lot of strength, yet still independent. Even though she was going through quite a lot, you would see her still doing her arts and crafts, sit down there at the table, very determined, till all 11, 12, 1 in the morning. You tell her to do art and craft, that is the best thing that you could ever do for her. But anything else, But she lived for her children. She loved her children very, very much. She put her children first. But she was a loving mother, very loving. And I will miss her. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to give back to one of my elder. It was a real good opportunity. I'm grateful to her and to God as well. And she appreciated a lot. So it's sad to see her go, but that is life. So I will just close with that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So we're going to have the cremation now. You know, part of this ceremony is that the priest or the pandit has to give a pravachan. Pravachan means some message that people would remember. Let me say to all of you that this does not only apply to Hindu tradition, all religions of the world, and you can do some research on your own time. Death is not a sad thing, because you are here in transit and you have not reached your destination, and you get caught in this, you want to stay now. You're on your way back to Houston, but you stop in Barbados and you don't want to get back on the plane. But that's not your destination. You were just here for a little bit. And this lady had lived close to 80 years. And she was not in best of health. So sometimes people die and you ask yourself, what is my purpose at the funeral? Well, let me tell you. The scriptures, all the verses are very clear. You could be dead right now because there are different kinds of death. Moral death. You're physically alive, but you have no values. There's a decadence. You're decaying morally. Spiritual death. Intellectual death. The scriptures talk about people who disrespect women. When Lord Rama, every scripture has a different definition. But there are so many, like when the Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, you read Gita, Krishna says, Arjuna, you have to shoot these people. And Arjuna says, well, those are my people, those are my people, I can't fight them. And Krishna says, but those people are dead. They are walking, talking people, but they are dead people. So when someone lives a good life or a full life and they're going into their new house, right? Michelle builds a new house, 10 stories, swimming pool, this, that, right? Angela wanted to stay home forever, but the child built a new house. What, you going to bawl and cry now because she's going into a new house? Really? What is she going to do? She's be confused. She say, Mom, should I go into the house or do you want me to stay here in this little room? Well, no, I want you to go into your new house. So Mom is going into her new house. And our purpose here is to let her go. And you have to come to understand that. And if you give negative energy, if you're leaving a house and you're leaving to go home, like when Lisa is coming from Houston, right? You know what she said, right? I do some astral travels and I could tell you. She said, I am going home. I'm going to my mom's funeral. I'm going home. And when she's finished here and she's going back to Houston, you know what she's going to say? I'm going back home. So now you have to ask her really, which is the home you're speaking of? Both are homes in different ways. Mom is going home. And if you send negative clouds, ominous vibes, it's not good for her. So that's why in some parts of India and some cultures, they beat drums and they sing and they dance and they congratulate the person. They say, you got through with your papers. You got through with your visa. You're going to the Lord. You know, there's a lovely, this is the last one that comes to my mind. A guy, a religious man, his friend died. But his friend was a very religious man. So this guy, this priest, he goes to God. He says, Lord, you took that devotee of yours. He was a very staunch devotee. He was your friend. Why did you take his life? And the Lord says, which friend in this world does not want to meet his friend? If he's my friend and he's coming home to me, what are you upset about? Why are you angry? So when Stella is going to her Lord, we should not be sad. And we just follow. Sometimes people say, we just follow. It's like it's supposed to be sad. No. If Stella had to stand here and perform the rites and rituals for one of her children, for her grandchildren or grandchild, that will be sad. It's quite reverse. But today, you are doing, Rudy, what you are supposed to do. So stand tall, you lift her body, you do what you're supposed to do, and thank God for her life. All right? So this is a little pravachan, little advice to you. So when a person say, you should be very sad, say, my mom is gone with the Lord. She's going to get her karma. She lived a full life. I am emotionally attached. I know I wouldn't see her again. I don't want her to be in pain. I don't want her to be sick. I don't want her to be suffering. I want her to be happy, free of all disease, and of course to get her karmic fruits. All right? So maybe stand as we ask the people from Guides. Let us thank Guides for their facilities and their support. These guys here, they are really very efficient, very supportive. And they will lead you. We do not want anyone going in the back there like a crowd. There are some restrictions, so the guys will advise you. I think they will allow the priest and they will allow the son, and there cannot be a big crowd at the back for obvious reasons. So they will instruct us as to just the immediate circle. Just a few would accompany the body. All right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Deva Devaya Vasudevaya. Deva Devaya Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So at the back we will allow the immediate circle, not more than 11, not less than 9. So 10 people can join us at the back. So Matthew and Rudy and others can accompany the grandchildren. Raj, come forward. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Deva Devaya Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You're passing that side. Yeah. Really? You're passing that. Yeah, that was step there to go.
Hey!